The rebuttal to the State of the Union address is a tradition going back to the 60s. Every year, some rising star in the opposition party is tapped to deliver it. This year, it was her. From her kitchen table in Montgomery, Alabama.
The American dream has turned into a nightmare for so many families. Our country can do better.
A lot has been made of this 17-minute speech over the last few days.
People who didn't know who she was thought she was an actress playing a politician.
What is with the kitchen?
The staging of this was bizarre to me.
If you hadn't heard of Katie Britt before now, she's a relatively new member of the Senate, but one whose name has been tossed around for vice president. So who is Katie Britt? Okay, let's go through the basics. She's only 42, and actually the youngest woman ever to be elected to the Republican Senate. She's got 2 young kids. She's even called herself a mama on a mission in Washington. And you didn't have to watch her rebuttal long to get that family plays a big part in her politics, which may be at least part of the reason why she was tapped to deliver it.
This is trying to show that there is a female face of the Republican Party, and trying to appeal to the female vote, which has really gone against Republican Party in recent elections and risks doing so again because these abortion issues, these IVF issues are very significant still in American politics.
It's also sending really interesting signals about the particular type of woman she's presenting herself as, somebody who foregrounds her identity as a wife and a mother before the fact that she's an enormously accomplished woman in her political career and in the private sector before she went into politics.
Now, she might be a relatively new senator, but she was communications director, as well as chief of staff to her predecessor, Alabama Senator Richard Shelby, for several years. And in 2021, after Shelby announced that he wouldn't be running again for Senate, Britt put her hat in the ring.
Shelby was much more of a deal maker than a culture warrior, and I think a lot of the thinking when Britt ran to succeed him is that she would be very much in the same mold as him, and that she was coming from his office. She was not going to be somebody who would just come in and start lobbing rhetorical bombs everywhere.
She ran against Mo Brooks, a senator who had the backing of former President Donald Trump. At the time, Trump reportedly said Britt was not in any way qualified, and it's certainly not what our country needs or not what Alabama wants. But then, a change of heart.
Trump actually endorsed her primary opponent and then unendorsed that primary opponent. He eventually endorsed her when it became clear that she was going to win this seat, essentially.
And a few months later, in 2022,
Alabama officially has its first elected woman for Senate. Katie Britt will represent the state in Congress.
When Britt first arrived in Washington, she was seen as someone who could work with both sides. She was quickly appointed to prominent bipartisan committees. She got a role in the conference leadership as advisor to Senator Mitch McConnell, all the while maintaining a kind of establishment Republican image.
She has not been an outspoken culture warrior who's out there on X or, going on Fox News and kind of delivering these very Trump messages.
And while she did have Trump's endorsement, she wasn't exactly in the Trump camp at the time.
The idea that they're like a close, pair is not quite right. And Trump actually said some pretty harsh things about her, basically pointing to the idea that she was this kind of swamp creature from Washington, D.C. that he likes to use against so many Republican establishment figures.
For a bit, it seemed like that establishment approach meant she might even be able to bridge divides between the Republicans and Democrats. She told Politico, "I really believe we have to get back to a place in this nation where you don't have to agree with someone 100% to show them respect and be able to have a conversation and dialogue that you can learn from." Britt held out on endorsing Trump and was the only member of Alabama's Congress to do so. But then, like Trump, she too had a change of heart.
It's reflective of what we see so much, which is that some of these Republican office holders are not natural fits for the Trump movement, but they also recognize that this is where the party is, and eventually they ultimately come around to that.
Britt endorsed Trump a few months ago in December, writing in an op-ed in an online conservative news outlet, "There is one candidate I know will secure the border because he's done it." Border security has been a big issue for her, and she talked about it a lot in her State of the Union rebuttal.
There are empty chairs tonight at kitchen tables just like this one because of President Biden's senseless border policies.
Now, she was on the bipartisan committee that was charged with coming up with the legislation on the border.
She was proposing legislation with other kind of more pragmatic Republicans who are trying to get something done. This is, she's really kind of trying to craft her identity.
That bipartisan bill ultimately failed a few weeks ago.
Today's Senate Republicans blocked the bipartisan border security deal.
A lot of commentators have speculated the bill fell through when Donald Trump said he didn't like it. The Republicans fell in line behind him, and Britt herself actually voted against it after helping draft it.
She came out pretty strongly against it eventually, as many Republicans did. So it's going to be interesting to see, how she kind of crafts that persona, because, for a lot of people, she's pretty undefined in politics, but they expect things from her in the future.
And now that idea of Britt being someone who could potentially bridge the divide between the parties is starting to shift as she becomes more aligned with Trump.
Katie Britt is, MAGA enough that she was given this job in what is now Donald Trump's party in this election cycle.
So yes, it's true her State of the Union rebuttal has been pretty widely panned and criticized on SNL.
Tonight, I'll be auditioning for the part of Scary Mom.
On social media, in headlines. But now, maybe more seriously, she's been accused of essentially and accurately linking a sex trafficking case to President Joe Biden's border policy, misleading voters in the rebuttal with emotionally charged language.
This is the United States of America, and it is past time, in my opinion, that we start acting like it.
These crimes didn't take place in the United States or even near the border. This didn't happen when Joe Biden was president. It happened 20 years ago when George W. Bush, a Republican, was president.
Did you mean to give the impression that this horrible story happened on President Biden's watch?
No, Shannon, look, I very specifically said this is what President Biden did during his first 100 days. Minutes after coming into office, he stopped all deportations, he halted construction of the border wall, and he said, I am going to give amnesty to millions. Those types of things act as a magnet to have more and more people here.
But the fact is, Britt got the approval that ultimately might matter most. Trump wrote on social media, Katie Britt was a great contrast to an angry and obviously very disturbed president. Her conversation on migrant crime was powerful and insightful. Great job, Katie. So what happens next?
She could conceivably serve 5, 6, 7 terms if she wanted to, especially in a state that is as solidly red and as solidly non-competitive in federal elections as Alabama is. She's also rumored to be on the short list for running mates for Donald Trump in 2024.
Typically, presidential candidates don't announce a running mate until the summer, when official nominating conventions take place. So it might be some time before we know.